Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day class. So today we are going to continue on next chapter, which is chapter 4, designing distribution network and application to the omnichannel retail. Alright, so by the end of this topic, it is hoped that the firstly you can identify the key factors to be considered when designing a distribution network. Okay, next we can discuss the strength and weakness of various distribution options. And thirdly, describe how omnichannel retail may be structured to be both cost effective and responsive to customer needs. Right, sorry. Okay, the first, uh, the role of distribution in the supply chains. Okay, what is distribution? What is distribution class? Right? So distribution means that the steps taken to move and store a product from the supplier stage to the customer stage in the supply chain. All right. Previously, we have learned in the typical supply chain, we have a few stages in the supply chains involved, which is from the supplier of the raw materials moving towards to the manufacturer, move to the distributor. Okay, from distributor the products is going to move to the retailer. Okay, and from retailer of course the product will move towards to the end customer. So this we call it as a distribution. Okay, so the steps taken to move and store the product from the supplier stage to the customer stage in the supply chain. Okay, distribution directly will affect, all right, in terms of the supply chain cost and customer experience. Okay, we will go in detail in each of these dimension, right? And then the choice of distribution network can help achieve supply chain objective from low cost to the higher responsiveness. Again, here we are going to relate on this topic with the previous one. Okay, that we you have learned on the supply chain strategy. Okay, if the company or the firms looking for the effective or responsive supply chain strategy. So it depends on the strategy to make a choice on the distribution network. Okay, taking an example here, okay, between Dell and HP. Okay, from here we can see that Dell, okay, the strategy of distribution, they distribute the PC directly to the customer. Okay, they doesn't need a retailer, they doesn't need the distributor, where they straight away send all the products to the customer. While HP, the competitor, distribute through the reseller. Okay, HP from manufacturer, they distribute the products to the reseller. Okay, how the customer get the products? So for the Dell customer, they have to wait for the longer time. Okay, they have to wait because maybe the manufacturer or the factory is far away from the customer, so the customer needs to wait for the longer time compared to the HP. Customer can walk away to the reseller or retailer to get the PC. So bear in mind here, Dell, when they diagnosed the problems, then start in June 2007, Dell start selling their PC through the retailer, which is Walmart. Then only the profit is increased. Right? So taking an example, another company which is 7-Eleven. Okay, okay, we have known that 7-Eleven is implementing the responsive supply chain strategy. So 7-Elevens choose an effective distribution networks to provide a very high level of customer responsiveness uh, level at a reasonable cost. Okay, that is the two examples of the relating towards to the cost and the customer service. All right. So here, performance of distribution network should be evaluated by two dimensions. Okay. First one is value provided to the customer. What are the customer level service that you can provide to the customer when you choose the distribution network? And also, distribution network will incur a cost. Okay, of course, it will incur a cost of meeting the customer needs. Right, we go in detail on each of the dimension. Okay, what are the dimension of the elements of the customer value that we have? Sorry, we have discussed just now. Customer value, customer service. What are the costs of meeting the customer needs involved? All right. So in terms of the elements of customer value that influenced by the network, there are a few customer value elements that the firm have to be considered. Okay. The first one is response time. Okay, response time means that amount of time takes for a customer to receive an order. Okay, how long the customer have to wait for them to deliver the product, to get their products. Okay, the secondly is product variety. Product variety is the the number of different product offered by the company or by the manufacturer or by the firms. All right, product availability, fulfill fulfill a customer order from the inventory. Okay, probability of your product is in stock when the customer need it. Okay, you can serve the customer directly from the inventory. Next is customer experience. Customer experience means that how easy the customer can place and receive the order, right? Time to market, time taken for product to be in market. Order visibility means the ability for customer to track the order. Returnability means return and unsatisfactory merchandise. How easy that the customer can return back the unsatisfactory merchandise. All right. So in terms of cost, okay, the next dimension just now is supply chain cost, right? So in terms of the cost, network structure will affect the supply chain cost based on these four supply chain drivers. Okay, supply chain drivers that you have learned on the previous topics. Here, the network structure will affect the four out of the seven supply chain drivers. Okay, first is inventory, transportation, facilities, and information. Okay, so what are the relationship of the distribution network with each of the drivers that I have mentioned just now? All right. Okay, the first one is the relationship between number of facilities and response times. Okay, if we can see here, the more number of facilities, okay, the higher response time. Okay, means higher response time means that response time tu sangat cepat. Okay, facility banyak, response time cepat. Okay, for example, Barnes and Nobles. Okay, Barnes and Nobles is a bookseller, right? So Barnes and Nobles provide its customer with book on the same day, okay, which is very short response time. But when they want to respond within a short time to the customer, they requires hundreds of stores. So they must need a hundred of stores. The number of facility is very high. So when the number of facility is high, so the response time is also high. Okay. So in contrast, okay, Amazon.com takes a few weeks or few days for them to deliver a book to the customer. So it will need, even though the longer response time, okay, but they only need a few, which is only about 20 warehouses, right? So the more facility, the higher response time. The less facility, the uh, the response time is very slow. Okay. Next is on the inventory cost. Okay, inventory cost here shows the negative relationship. All right. So it means that here, the more facility you have, the more inventory cost that you have to bear. Okay, what are the inventory costs that involve here? Handling the inventory costs, warehouse that you have to be rented or you have to build. Okay, so it will involve the cost. So the less facility, lower inventory cost. The higher number of facilities involve the higher inventory cost. Okay, the next one is on the transportation cost. All right. In terms of transportation costs, supply chain, it involves two types of the transportation cost. The first one we call it as inbound transportation cost. Inbound means that the cost that incurred when bringing the material into the facility. Okay. Outbound means that cost of sending the material out of the facility to send to the customer. So outbound costs per unit tend to be higher than the inbound cost because the lot size are typically larger. Okay, so in here, the relationship we can see here that the more the number of the facilities, okay, the transportation cost will reduce. Okay, why? Because when you have more facilities, which is more near to the customer, so the distance is shorter, so the transportation cost is less. All right. So, but when it achieves until one point, which is we call it as the economy of scales, if the company or the firms keep adding the number of facilities, the cost will increase. Okay. So the next one is on the relationship between the facility cost and the number of facilities. So from here we can see that uh, the increasing number of facilities will affect the will affect the facility cost. Okay, the more the number of facilities or warehouse that you have, the more cost that the company have to bear, right? The lower facility cost, okay, the number of facility is reduced, right? So this is how the relationship shows between the number of facilities and each of the drivers that we have mentioned just now: inventory, okay, transportation, and facility, right? Okay, class, let's take a quick review to test whether you are understand or not on the subtopic that we have covered just now. Okay, so the question is a decrease in the response time customers, decrease in response time customers desire increase the number of facilities required in the network. True or false? Okay, the answer is true because the more number of facilities that you have, okay, the more you are closer to the customer. So if you have more facilities, then you will decrease your response time. Okay, so the answer is true. Okay, next, which of the following would not, all right, class, the keywords here is would not be the result of a poor or inappropriate distribution network. Okay, just now we have learned that With the good distribution network, it will incur the it will affect the profitability. So if there is inappropriate or poor distribution network, it will involve the poor profitability, high cost, low level customer service. So the answer for this, because it mentioned here not, so the answer is high profitability. Okay, next class. Next class, we are going to explore more on the distribution network. Okay, option of the distribution network. How there are a few of category of the distribution network, but before the company or the manufacturer choose the distribution network, they must consider on these two decisions. Okay, the first one is, will product be delivered to the customer location or pick up from a pre-arranged site, or the distribution network that they choose, will the product flow through an intermediary or straight away from the manufacturer to the customer. So we are going to explore more in the types of the classification of the network designs. So altogether, there are six network designs in the supply chain. Right, the first one is manufacturer storage with direct shipping, manufacturer storage with direct shipping and in transit merge, distributor storage with carrier delivery, distributor storage with last mile delivery, manufacturer or distributor storage with customer pickup, retail storage with customer pickup. Okay, we go in depth on this uh, classification of the network, distribution network. Okay, all right. So first one is manufacturer storage with the direct shipping. Okay, the keywords here is manufacturer storage, direct shipping. Means that the product is directly sent to the customer from manufacturer to the customer. They doesn't need the distributor or retailer. Okay, where the manufacturer straight away send the products to the customer. So in this network, you can see that, okay, this arrow, the black arrow, the bold arrow is represents the product flow, and the dot arrow is represented by the information flow. All right, from here, customer order to the retailer. Okay, the information that the retailer get, they will order to the manufacturer. Okay, so once the manufacturer get the order, they will send straight away to the customer, directly to the customer. This also called as a drop shipping. Okay, but the products or the type of products that is suitable to use this distribution network is the slow moving products or high value items or low demand products, because it takes a longer time for customer to receive the product. Okay, okay, so this is the impact of the cost factor and service factor when choosing this distribution of network. Okay, for the cost factor, inventory is low. Okay, class, the indication for this one, L is for low, H is for high. All right, so in this network, okay, the impact of cost factor inventory is low because manufacturers straight away after they manufacture the product, they will send to the customer. They doesn't have to keep more inventory, so the inventory is low. Transportation cost is high because the manufacturer have to send to the customer. If the customer location is very far, it will incur the higher transportation cost. Right, facility and handling is low because they doesn't need a distributor or retailer or any warehouse. So cost, okay, because they straight away send to the customer. So the facility and handling cost is low. How about information? Okay, if the firm choose to have this distribution of network, they have to invest more on the information technology um, infrastructure, because the information is very important. Okay, customer order to retailer, retailer order to the manufacturer, they must have the good information infrastructure. Okay, in terms of the service factor, how about the response times? Response time is very high, product variety is high, product availability is high, customer experience depends on the location. If the location is far from the manufacturer, they will experience a bad experience because the products uh, they delivered take a longer time. Okay, order visibility is low, returnability is low because customer it's difficult for them to return back to the manufacturer. Okay, they cannot return back the unsatisfactory product to the retailer. Okay, next we have manufacturer storage with direct shipping and in transit merge. Okay, this network design combine pieces of order coming from different locations. Okay, but the customer can get the single delivery. Alright, this type of distribution is suitable for the low to medium demand and high value items. Alright, for example here, okay, customer order towards to the retailer, retailer will order to the manufacturer or factories. Factories will send the products to the carrier and transit merge by carrier. Okay, they will transit here, and the carrier will merge all the orders and sends the product to the customer. For example, Apple. Apple computer, okay, the manufacturer of the PC is from China, okay, and then customer also order the accessories for India, from Korea, from Malaysia, and so on, right? So they will send all the accessories and PC here in transit, and once the product or the item ordered by the customer has merged, and they will send a single delivery to the customer. Contohnya customer ni dia order PC, dia order monitor, dia order keyboard, dia order mouse dan sebagainya. So manufacturer mouse akan send here, manufacturer keyboard akan send here. Once the products are all here, and then they will send the single delivery to the customer. Dia dah kumpul semua, then dia akan hantar kepada customer. Okay, in term of the cost factor and service factor, you can refer here. Okay, how about the distributor storage with the carrier delivery? Okay, in this network, inventory is not held by the manufacturer, okay, at factories, but held by the distributor retailer in intermediate warehouse, and package carrier are used to transport product to final customer. Okay, maksudnya inventory tidak dipegang oleh manufacturer, tetapi inventory dipegang oleh distributor ataupun retailer. Okay, this type of network is suitable for the high level inventory this is suitable for the medium to fast moving item. Okay, because the distributor have to hold the high level inventory. So here class, we can see that distributor storage the inventory, and the inventory will send to the customer through the package carrier. Okay, so this is the impact of the cost and service factor. Okay, the indicator is here. Okay, next we have distributor storage with last mile delivery. Okay, what is the things that we have in here? Distributor storage with last mile delivery. Okay, this is refers to the retailer, distributor delivering to customer home instead of using the package carrier. Okay, customer order to the distributor or retailer. Okay, and then factory will sell all the products to the distributor or retailer. Customer order through the retailer and get the product from the retailer. Okay, so this is suitable for the relatively fast moving items that are needed quickly. Because customer can go straight away to the nearest retailer or distributor to get the product. Okay, next, this is the indicator for the cost and service factor. All right, next is manufacturer or distributor storage with customer pickup. Okay, in this distribution, okay, inventory is stored at the manufacturer. Okay, the keywords here, manufacturer and distributor storage. So the inventory is stored by the manufacturer or distributor, but customer place their order online or on phone and travel to pick up points to collect the merchandise. Right? So here we can see that here from customer will order towards to the retailer. Retailer will send all the orders to the factory or manufacturer. Manufacturer will send the products to the cross dock. Okay, outbound, sorry, inbound to cross dock and outbound to the pickup sites. Okay, here we can see that there is a cross dock distribution center here. Okay, the company that use this type of distribution network is Tesco UK. Okay, where the factory send all the groceries to the DC, and then from the DC they will send the products to the pickup sites. Customer will start the engine, okay, to get their product at the pickup sites. Okay, all right. Next one is okay. We have a video on the cross dock. Okay, let me show you the video on the cross dock. Okay. Here is the example of the cross dock. Okay, so the products becomes, this is the products distribution center. Okay, warehouse that the products will managed by the warehouse. Okay, they will label the product, okay, to be sent out to the pickup sites, right? So once the product have been labeled, the locations, all right, have been identified and so on, so there will be a transport to get the product shipping out to the um, pickup points. Okay, so from here, so they will divert to the shipping line based on the location, okay, that they be identified. There will be final verification before the product sent out to the pickup points. Okay, so there will be transport, okay, to carry out the products to send to the pickup points, and then customer will get the product at the pickup point. Okay. Next, the last one we have retail storage with customer pickup. Okay, this is most traditional type of the supply chain distribution network lah, yeah, where inventory is stored locally at the retail store. This is normally that you get the product or the inventory from the retail store, where customer pick up the product from the retailer. Here, example retail stores such as Walmart, JC and Penny in Malaysia, we have Speed 99 and so on. So this is the impact towards to the cost factor and service factor. Of course, response time is very low, right? Product priority is low, product availability is high, right? So the next one is omni-channel. What is omni-channel? Omni-channel is more towards to the online channel, class. So omni-channel refers to the use of multiple channels to interact with customer and fulfill their order. So this interaction in terms of the flow of information, products, and funds. Okay, what is more towards to the online channel, right? So retailer will provide the product and price to the customer and info to the customer. Customer will make payment to the retailer. Okay, again we are looking into two dimension. Okay, on the omni channel. Okay, first on the customer service or value. And the next one we are going to cover on the cost. Okay, first on the response time. Okay, response time for online. In this Omni, I refer to the online channel. So response time for the online channels. How about the response time to customer class? Okay, for physical products, we take longer to fulfill the retail store. Okay, kalau you order produk physical, contohnya you order furniture, okay, through online, it will take a longer time for you to deliver the product. Okay, you must have to make the order, and then you have to wait, and you have to pay, and so on. Instead of you go to the brick to mortar shop, you pergi dekat kedai, you boleh dapat terus. So in term of the response time for the physical product atau online, untuk online it will take longer time. But for the products that is digital product, for example, you nak beli movie, okay, Netflix, you nak beli movie, you just click on a certain button, you make a payment, then you straight away can get the products. So in terms of response time for the physical product, we take longer time for you for customer to get the products, but for the digitalized products, no delay for the information or no delay for the delivery. Okay, and what about in terms of the product variety? Okay, for the online products, you can view a number of products. So there are a variety of products offered by the online channels. Okay, how about the product availability? Okay, in terms of the product availability, also it is very high because by aggregating the inventory by colors, the customer acknowledge that the company can acknowledge that the customer would prefer the black color products, so they will keep the black color stock more. So product availability is high in terms of the online channel. Okay, how about the customer experience? Customer experience in terms of the access, customizations, and convenience. Okay, it's of course it's good. Okay, it's a good experience. Internet allows the customer to place the order at any convenience time, and using the internet also allow a firm to access the customer who are geographically distant, reach the customer all over the world, and customer do not have to leave home or work to make a purchase. So of course the customer experience is very good using the online channels. Okay, and of course, time to market, faster time to market. Firm can introduce a new product much more quickly online as compared to the physical channels. Okay, in terms of the order visibility, okay, customer can easily track the order. Okay, in terms of the returnability, it's quite a problem for you or for a customer to return back the unsatisfactory products because it will take a longer time. There are a few procedure the customer have to go through, right? Okay, what about the impact of online sales towards the customer service? Okay, so direct sales to the customer, okay, where social networking channels will allow the firms to directly pitch the products and promotion, flexible pricing, product portfolio and promotions. Yeah, if you see Shopee, Lazada, they will always have the promotion to manage their sales. Okay, for these online sales also they are efficient in the fund transfer infrastructure. Okay, next on the inventory, lower inventory levels. Okay, if customer can able to wait. All right, facilities cost of related to the number and location of facility in network, cost associated with the operation of this facility. Because the facility cost is low compared to the um, brick to mortar. All right. Okay, what about the transportation cost? Okay, for online, which is focused on the digital products, internet significantly lowered the cost of transporting information goods in digital form of such as movie, books, and music, etc. Okay, kalau customer beli kalau the firms sells the digital products, the cost of transportation is very low. They have to pay for the internet punya cost. But for the physical products, which is non-digital products, it will increase the outbound transportation, where they have to deliver to the customer home instead of the traditional retailer. Customer just go to the shop and get the products. Okay, about the information cost. Online seller can share the demand information throughout the supply chain to improve the visibility. So online sales incurred additional information costs to build and maintain the information technology infrastructure. So there will be additional cost to build and maintain the information infrastructure. Yeah. Okay. Next is so this is the examples of the company that using the online sales. Okay, Dell. Okay, so Dell's both type of distribution network they have. Okay, for the online from supplier to the reseller and then to the customer, with the brick and mortar supplier to Dell and retail store and to the customer. Okay, so the impact of online sales for the customer service. Okay, it will delay the fulfill customer request for the brick to mortar, right? Impact of online sales on cost. Of course, it will reduce the inventory cost, lower the facility cost, and higher transportation cost because it are physical products, and incremental increase of the information technology infrastructure cost, right? This is how to manage the supply chain network. Okay, it is recommended that a hybrid model can be very effective, and which is more significant as hardware become more of a commodity. So they'll have to take advantage of the strength of the both online sales and traditional retail and distribution channels combined together. So this is the strategy used by Payport, right, where they sells the convenience, sells the convenience which offers less variety. This is the impact towards the customer lah, and this is the impact towards to the cost. All right, so this is how. Okay, Netflix impact of online sales on the customer. Netflix staggering the selecting an excellent recommendation engine, okay, for the movies and so on. So the video streaming through a variety of device, and so customer can get the DVDs within 24 hours. So impact of the sales and cost on Netflix, it reduce the inventory cost. It doesn't need to keep the inventory because it is digitalized products. Of course, no facilities involved, right? Lower lah the facility cost. Uh, right, increase the information cost. Okay, so this is the end of the topics. So as a conclusion, the ownership structure of the distribution network have a big as an impact the type of distribution network. So it is important to have adaptable distribution network, and product price commoditizations and critically affect the type of distribution system. Integrate the internet with the existing physical network, all right, for the online and uh, online and non-online distribution network. So by this is the summary of the learning objective. Okay, so it is so that you you can identify the key factors, okay, when to be considered the designing distribution network. Yeah, and you could discuss the strength and weakness of various distribution network. And lastly, on the OMNI, understand how online sales can affect the design of distribution network in different industry. So that's all for today class on this topic. Mm, I hope that you can understand on these topics also. If any problem regarding this topic, you can ask me on the next class. Thank you very much class for your time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.